Finally, this is nice to see. There are protests nationwide, all over the country, hands off. When I was scrolling through Twitter, it was the biggest stories were Boston and Chicago, but in Missouri, which is where I live, it's pretty red here. You'd be hard pressed to find a contingent, a large contingent of Democrats, yet they're showing up, and that is amazing to see because it is not nice weather here. It's been just pouring and kind of gross out. So finally, it is nice to see that even in red states, the tide is starting to turn and people are starting to see that, hey, this guy promised this and we are going in the opposite direction of what he promised. Almost as if a con man had told them something that just wasn't true. And it's great to see people actually doing something about this. And that's my main point is that Missouri, at least where I live, it's very, very red. I have never worked in the state with anyone who would vote blue or consider changing to a Democrat. So this is kind of almost a culture shock to see. Growing up here, I was raised on the right, learned the right, and that's all I knew. And it's finally nice to see people standing out with umbrellas, protesting Trump. Here is some here's a little video from Chicago, and here's a little video from Boston. Again, I live in like the heart of Missouri. Not the heart at all, but so seeing people actually doing something and being upset enough to go to these rallies in such a red area is amazing. And this should be a huge, hopeful sign of things that might come. Again, I'm sure they're all nationwide and a lot of blue states, but just have hope because red states aren't liking this. This isn't cool. I believe the stock market was down $6 trillion today, 2 days after Trump announced his big tariff liberation day. And here we are. People's wallets are hurting. And now that their wallets are hurting, their ears are starting to open up. And they're certainly more perceptive to the idea that Trump is not some genius who runs businesses amazing. I mean, all they have to do is look into his past and look how many casinos he bankrupted. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to make this video as a little hopeful sight for people who might only see the blue states protesting, that here in deep red Missouri, we're seeing protests too. And I think that is a fantastic thing. Thanks, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments.